I have a serious question. I have a serious question. Kind of chilly as shit. But I have a serious question though. My question is, my question is, why do neuromelanated the question to my black people right now? Why do neuromelanated beings get mad at so frustrated whenever they see like our struggling? Why? You know? I want to hear what y'all got to say. I'm very, very curious tonight. Because I kind of have an idea of some of the answers I'm going to get, but I want to make sure y'all are honest with me about how y'all feel. Because when I think about the answers that you might have, I know it's going to be a lot of similarities, a lot of the same stuff that people say. But I kind of have an idea if I'm not exactly right. Now, people that's more enlightened or like just aware, they'll say something on like the terms of like, because I don't want to see my reflection suffering in no shape, way, or form. But you wouldn't be wrong, Like I don't want to see my reflection like that, right? But most of us won't be type answers like that. Y'all look. Slave catchers. I just get them on camera because you gotta get them on camera. No, but that's would be most of us would say that would be the right thing to say, right? But most of us wouldn't say that though. Most of us would say stuff like, he gotta work harder, or he's lazy. He needs to just get a job, right? The first assumption always is that nobody doesn't have a job. That's always the first ignorant assumption, as if like even with working multiple jobs or even having one good job, you still can't be struggling. Ignorance, right? Excuse me. That's not even what most people would say though. Most people would I will say that. Most people will say it on the terms of any of that type of stuff. And I argue it kind of in a way, because, and the reason why I do is because basically what I'm saying is, I'm gonna say it flat out. The reason why neuromelanated people get so mad when they see black people struggling and internally, right? It is because you don't want to see your brother, your sister suffering internally, like that. Internally, it is like that. But why y'all get so mad when y'all see it and stuff is because it's a reminder. It's a reminder that we shouldn't be living like this. You get what I'm saying? And it's just a reminder, You see, you got to connect with your brother, sister, even if you don't want to feel like you do, So when you see certain states that we're in, when we see it, it's felt. Even if you act like you don't pay attention to it, But that's why our brothers and sisters get so offended. You ever see black people when they see people struggling or going through your financial struggle? From a collective standpoint, I'm not saying it's not black people out here that got a good heart, but I'm saying from a positive like standpoint, I'm gonna just be real with y'all, telling y'all the nicest way possible. A black person will get more offended off of seeing a black person struggle more than a white person would. I see it all the time. a black person will act out even more than a white person will. I see it all the time. You know, a white person will just avoid it. A black person will give the whole negative energy, like you could tell, like they put they hand in and want to make that man or that woman feel worse. You know, and it's already a bad situation. You get what I'm saying? And it just screams the level of ignorance of the division amongst us, how we are, y'all. It's very, very sad. Like I see it all the time. But like I said, eternally, you know, you don't want to see your brother or sister like that. But the reason why we get mad and when we see each other like that is because we know we shouldn't be living like this. You get what I'm saying? That's why. That's we don't, even if it's whether directly or indirectly. That's the reason why we act out and we get so like in our emotions. Even when we trying to get away to avoid being spoke to or anything like that, when we see one of us in a bad financial rut, we'll get in the car faster than even a white person will, or a unnatural person, animal DNA will. Seriously, we'll do your whole, we'll put on like a whole show, you know. And I know that's the reason, you know. And I really, like I said, I'm curious to know what y'all got to say about it, because I really want to know y'all opinions on it, for what y'all think is the reason why. Because a lot of the answers that y'all will give, right? If those answers was even close to the surface of even the answer, right? It wouldn't be a problem globally. Even besides people, even regardless of even our genetic makeup. When this system is ran around people not of our genetic makeup. You hear what I'm saying? So you really got to think about it. Like, so again, when you see your brother or sister that's in a financial rut in any shape, way, or form, why is it that you look down on your brother or sister even more than you would? And then why would you look down on your brother or sister even more than a unnatural person would? You know, why do you go out your way to make them feel bad? When even if you got a little bit more success off of your occupation, your status, you got a little bit more money, you're able even to hold yourself down a little bit more mentally. That doesn't change the problem or the issues that's having us off balance. You know, just because you personally can hold yourself mentally together a bit better. You know? I don't think y'all really realize what I'm saying. But it's all good though. Cause like I said, y'all, I'm not in like a, I don't treat as far as like me rewiring my brain to the best of my degree like a competition. You know? It's not like if it's any competition, like I'm not, it doesn't matter to me. I don't have an ego at all. To know, like, if my brother knows more or than me about something, to be like offended or jealous or any envy or any type of weird energy like that. Like, you know, like if anything, I'm gonna try to critique him, yes, or her, yes, if you know I'm knowledgeable on something I can tell that they're not, to the best of my degree. Even if I'm corrected within that even, literally. You know, but this is a really big problem with us though. And I don't think we see it for really how bad it really is, for what it really is. I don't think we see it. I really don't think we see it. But I see it clear. And it's like, I see it very, very clear. It's like, believe it or not, if I think of any time where I've needed help and I've gotten help, right? And if anybody that actually gets mad at me getting help, if I ask them and they didn't help me, or even if I didn't ask them and they just know I needed help when they went in the store or whatever, right? Believe it or not, the people, it made me think about it, because that's why I'm asking this question, because the people that will be the most mad, believe it or not, will be my own people. As if like this system isn't aimed at us in these strategic ways. You know, off of our division, how it is. So it's like, I guess it's easier to point the finger at your brother or sister than actually approach the problem. You know? Because then that brings a lot of other stuff up, that how it's all connected. It'll have you somewhere in which either you might not be able to fathom yet, or you just don't want to touch on, because it makes you even more uncomfortable. You know? Like, I understand that, so I get how it is. I'm not knocking anybody about that. But I'm not supporting it either. You know? Let's keep it real with y'all. I'm not supporting it either. Because like I said, I know when we see our brothers and sisters from a collective majority standpoint, how we think. When we see our brothers and sisters, how it is, you know, and how we get, why we get so angry, because we know low key we don't even want to be even living like this. So even when we see ourselves living like this, and then we see some of us not able to hold ourselves up apart as good as the next person, we get angry, you know, because we know what we dealing with even living this shit, even if it's not seeming like to your naked eye or to somebody else that we're going through that, you know. Y'all get what I'm saying? So that's where a lot of this shit comes from and shit. But like I said though, y'all, just because that's the truth, and that is like that, that's not even justification for it still though. You hear what I'm saying? That's not even justification for it still, because from a collective majority standpoint, within us even thinking like towards each other to start with, you hear what I'm saying? There's no unity in that. You feel what I'm saying? It's like the total opposite. So that's why I'm saying again. So that's why I asked the question, my brothers and sisters. When you see your brother or sister going through a financial struggle or going through something of that matter, why are you so quick to look at your reflection in a negative manner, even worse than you would look at like a regular person? Enjoy the rest of your day. You get what I'm saying? Why do we weaponize this system towards each other in such a way where it's not going to have anyone unnatural look at us in a better manner or a more respectable manner? Like, you always hear about the Uncle Toms, and you hear about people saying how there's no credo points. There's no credo points for disrespecting your own in front of your enemy, in front of your oppressor, right? That's very true, you know? It's very, very true. Like, you're not going to be respected anymore, because you got to think about it. Your oppressor that looks at you like you're not of value actually knows your value. That's the whole reason why they don't want to let you go. You get what I'm saying? So when they see your own, of course you're doing what you should for the system as far as to keep this going how they would like for you to have. But in reality, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, the complex cell organism don't even want us really in this state. You know? I'm gonna be real with y'all, they really don't. They don't really want us in this state. They really don't. They just can't help themselves because of their characteristics and traits, you know, as far as the behavior that's connected to their genetic makeup. But they don't really want us in this state either, you know, for real, y'all. But they can't admit that there are ways that that's destruction or causing confusion and deception and genocide. they can't admit that shit, because if they admit that, or that they can't stop those ways that's always been the same, then that gets into a whole nother conversation, you know? And then that gets into even just our safety around them. It gets into all of that they don't want to talk about, because then it's like, damn, if you got issues that's to this degree, a level, a genocidal, that to your point that it's even harmful to yourselves, and it's so genocidal, even we took on that level where we're even harming ourselves, you know, you gotta think about it. Like, yeah, that's kind of bad, you know? You really gotta think about that for a moment. So, nah, like they can't hold this up that much longer. So when I'm telling y'all this, I'm telling y'all from my soul, you know? I'm telling y'all from my soul. It's all connected, and they know everything's connected for other conversations that they would have to get into, you know? They're like, damn, I'll be real about my behavior, and then I can't control it, which means it would continue or get worse. Changes that's on the planet or whatever. Then damn, you know? Yeah, we on 1,000. That vibration too high. But like I said though, y'all, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's like our biggest problem, you know? We weaponize this system towards each other when we see each other struggling way worse than any unnatural person does. You notice, like, when it's unnatural people that see one of us struggling, they just ignore it, you know what I'm saying? Altogether. But like we go out the way, and y'all know how we know how to make each other feel some type of way. Nobody can make us feel no type of way more than us, you know what I'm saying? So you really got to see it from that standpoint and know how bad it is, you know? So again, for anybody that would just be seeing this video coming in, I ask the question one more time, you know? So one more time, y'all, I ask the question: why do neuromelanated beings, when they see their brother or sister that's going through a financial rut of any sort, it don't got to be to the worst extent of any sort, right? Why do we shed a light on it in such a way that even people that's not of our genetic makeup don't even act like in those type of situations? I need answers, you know? And the goddesses, the XX chromosome, y'all can answer too. Actually, I want the mother of all life to answer, because I know that you should have more of an answer than your offspring, than me. I'm a mutation of you, you know what I mean? But I'm not you all the way. But I know that you know the answer. So, like I be telling y'all all the time, you know, I can only come from you, right? So if you can't get right, you know, like I said, you're complying and I'm rebellious, you know? So it's like how we are, we're like knocking heads, you know? But see, a lot of the black women are starting to see a lot of the stuff that the black men are talking about, as like all of this is coming into union again with the energy that of what we just naturally are, you know? And they're seeing it from scratch. It's not even about us older, it's about my children, you know? My children are at stake. My children are being abused, you know? And it's a mockery being made as if like my children aren't important. You're not going to see no animal in nature allow anybody to control the growth and development of their children. You know, you're not going to see that. You're not going to see that at all. You know, let you run in nature and try to do something with any animal's baby. Watch how that animal react. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to shed a light on this, goddesses. Y'all know I love y'all, but I got to keep it real with y'all. So. And it coincides even with the question that I'm asking. You know what I'm saying? It goes hand in hand. When I say it goes hand in hand, y'all, it goes hand in hand. Because if the answer to that question wasn't so vital, right? We wouldn't even be in competition with each other how we are. You know what I'm saying? If that question wasn't so important, and the answers that would be for that question, we wouldn't be at each other's neck about the stuff that's been put in position to have us against each other. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much it would be in our sight, we wouldn't see it as that such so. You get what I'm saying? So, like I said, I just wanted to give y'all this just to talk about. You know, I know people gonna have a lot to say about it in the rising. You know what I'm saying? It's one of them things, you know. I love the energy of this store. You know, I be liking these paintings in here and whatnot. But yeah, though, I know y'all gonna have a lot to say about it. You know what I'm saying? But I need answers. I need answers for that question, and that's all I'm saying. I need answers for that. I know y'all gonna eat me up in the morning. Y'all gonna be like, damn, why is he asking that? You know? Why is he asking that question and stuff? Well, hello. You know, but I really need answers though, because I value y'all. I didn't mean to trigger y'all asking them questions. But like I told y'all, the questions be so real sometimes. The questions be so real. It's like you gotta think about it. If it's not gonna be certain people asking these type of questions, then who would ask these questions, right? Who would? So of course, it got to be someone like me to ask these questions. It got to be someone like me to ask these questions. That's how I'm looking at it. It got to be someone like me to ask these questions, because I'm telling y'all how it all connects. You know, I'm not no scholar. You know, I didn't graduate from college. You know, I've seen a lot of good and bad. I like to look at myself as an average person, but I look at myself as a luminous being, a luminous, organic, righteous being, you know? And, you know, I'm not even trying to hide as far as me being unbalanced in any shape, way, or form from y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm showing y'all all of me. I'm not trying to hide none of it, you know, because it's all a part of what I'm going through. Like I tell you all the time, I'm not saying that it's not impossible, but I'm gonna just say it's not abnormal for a person's emotional state to be kind of off balance if they're going through a financial struggle in the monetary system. You know, everything is connected how they got it. It's not that far off, you know. So I feel like sometimes y'all be trying to, some people be trying to take it like I'm trying to act like everything is perfect with letting y'all know that I'm going through a financial struggle, like, and I'm trying to like make it seem like even though I'm financially struggling, everything is still everything. And I'm trying to paint the picture like that or something. And I'm not trying to do that, though, at all. Definitely not trying to do that. If y'all was thinking that or something, let me tell you, I'm definitely not trying to do no shit like that. You know, this shit definitely isn't fun at all. None of that. You know, what I'm going through. I'm just being abused, and I'm oppressed, and I'm trying my best with the damage that's been done to me. Not all just due to my personal choices, somewhat, but I'm gonna just say entirely what I've been living in, because it's a lot of stuff that's affected me in such a way in what I've been living in. You know, flat out. It's no in between or anything like that. And I value y'all. A lot of damage has been done to me. I don't know if I'm gonna be better. You know what I mean? I really don't know. I just know I don't know what that looks like, what that means. I just know that I'm here. You know. I mean, I know that. And I know I'm getting back to my son, no matter what. around everything that's been done. You know, I could say that strongly from a racist standpoint. I'm not even paying attention to people trying to make me seem like I'm crazy, because it's like, at the end of the day, people are not feeling my pain with my issues that I have. You know, they're seeing everything from their standpoint and their level of pain and their issue. You know, one of the things is I get so tired of people trying to talk like as if like just because they conquer stuff. It's like people. I don't even want to say they talk about it like it's easy. You know, but I don't even know if there's any words for it. But it's like basically, it's like people talk about it like people talk about the solutions of getting out of certain issues or problems, right? As if like it's final that what we're living in is not what it is to even have that possibly occur again. You know what I mean? Like it's like people be trying to dumb down the hell that we're living in and make it seem like it's not that. You know what I'm saying? So that's like my shit of what I be talking about. Like you can't dumb that shit down and make it seem like just because you have an answer for this, and which of even only thinking of the answer as far as what the system tells you what those answers are, and then that just fixes the issues of the shit that shouldn't even be on everybody as it is. Fuck all of that shit, y'all. Like I see through all of that shit, you know? And it's like, I'm tired of people trying to make us seem like we're crazy that see through that shit, that just think with a different mind and can just see that we're clearly being abused. It ain't about who sees more that we're being abused. It's not about who sees more of us being abused. It's just the fact that we're being fucking abused. You feel me? Like y'all need to get that through your head. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be like, oh, he shot me 5 times. Oh, she shot me 10 times. It's okay because he shot me 5, nigga. You getting shot. You feel me? Like, you shouldn't even be trying to get shot. You should, nigga. You aiming for the gun. You already take precaution. Already know get them away from you so they can't even grab another gun to hit you. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to be ahead of shit. We acting like we don't know what's up. So that's like my thing with the whole shit, in which I'm trying to tell y'all. You know, that's all I'm trying to say. Because it has been hard on us. We have been through a lot of black men, but we still good people at the end of the day. You know, and we still know how to treat a woman and know how to make a woman feel good at the end of the day. We're not like how they be trying to make us seem. You know, and like we just violent and we're just all trying to just bring harm to people and stuff like that. And stereotypes is crazy. I didn't even know what those stereotypes was until they got projected on me. You know, hello, how you doing? I didn't even know. I didn't know those projections and stuff. I didn't know what that stuff was until it is just crazy, man. I wish that people would just send me a text message, because people aren't here for me enough. So I gotta give information out. Here for me enough. So I gotta give information out more on this and just stay steadfast. And which how people aren't here for me, and then people try to call me and disrupt that also. And that shit just makes me even more fucking mad. So this is like I'm already dealing with a lot of mental health stuff off of my understanding of all of this shit and the anger that it brings. And then it's just like people just don't be dealing with me properly. It's be making me bring me more anger. To be honest with y'all. Be really, really fucking real with y'all, man. Over here. Thought I escaped the wave. I didn't. Thought I escaped the wave. There's so much on my mind. Yeah, so this is crazy.